Hello, testing. Awesome. We are live. Welcome back to Beagle Eye Visions. Had to put in the proper microphone here before we really get started. So, I didn't want to do this tonight because I just got off work, but I didn't want to do this tonight, but I just got off work about 8 o'clock, and um I didn't realize the season was ending tomorrow after they do the Fortnite festival, the live festival at 2 p.m. tomorrow. So and I just had to talk about it because nobody else on YouTube or anybody on the internet seems to be talking about Satanism in modern video games today. So I just wanted to start. It's 999. It's like upside down 666. What is this? Abyss. So I didn't get to finish all my notes, but I saw that it was ending tomorrow. Look, it's an 8 ball. Wow, an 8 ball in kids' video games. And gold. Okay, so there's not much in there. I don't even want to claim any of these. So, before I dive into a game, I'm going to give a few caveats and a big thanks to Mark Passio, big thanks to Mark Devlin, and huge thank you to all of the OG One Great Work Network warriors, the content creators on the OG network, the One Great Work Network. I'll put a link in the description of this video when I gets to editing, probably before I start work tomorrow. And so the caveat is this topic. This is a vast topic for psychologically mature adults. Do not hear this information and react with your emotions. Do not be blinded by nostalgia because I myself used to listen to a lot of these guys in high school. My brothers are thugs. My brothers are jailbird thugs. They love 3-6 Mafia, right? And it's right there, 3-6 Mafia, 666, 666. There's gonna be a lot of 666 in here tonight. We're gonna be going crazy. I'm taking no prisoners. So do not be blinded by your lame nostalgic feelings. This is atrocious. Not only what they're doing to gaming, but what they're doing to just music in general, and then what they're doing to children's minds. That's my main focus with this live stream today, is that this is obviously a game aimed at children, aimed at underage people, and children all over everywhere are looking up to these just looking up to these garbage, fake artists that aren't even worthy of being painted as an artist. I'm just going to call them rappers. They claim to be hip hop, but real hip hop stands for higher infinite power healing our people. Real hip hop is Aesop Rock. Real hip hop is Africa Bambaataa. Real hip hop is Grandmaster Flash with the message. When he came out with that song, I'm still, or even the Ghetto Boys. They have a few, I mean, some of their songs are kind of degenerate, but they have a lot of really good themes in their music that people need to pay attention to, or AC Alone, Atmosphere, Aesop Rock. These guys are real hip hop legends that need to be talked about. The people on this Fortnite video game are nothing but women degrading pieces of scumbags. These people do not even deserve to record a single song, let alone to be worshipped as put on a pedestal like the Snoop Dogg. To put on the pedestal that Epic Games is putting these quote unquote legends, it's like, oh, legends. And we'll see once we get into a round what I'm talking about. So we're going to look at this music pad. Actually, I need to stick to my notes here. So when I use the word occult during this live stream, or any other word, I'm using it in its etymological sense, the emerald language sense. That's why the beagle in the Beagle Eye Vision has got the green language coming out of his eyes. That's the emerald language, because realize, real lies, and that's a Tupac quote. That's a really good quote. Again, Tupac, the Tupac song Changes. That song is so phenomenal, and it's still so prevalent today. Look, go read the lyrics of the song Changes by Tupac, because it's everything. It is, oh my gosh, it has aged so well. That song is, I think it was from the early 90s, and the lyrics of that song are so strong, so powerful, and very, very relevant. So, so the Emerald language, the Latin. For example, occult. The Latin origins of occult is past participle of oculare, or OCCULERE, which means to cover over or to conceal. Occultism, as well as other topics we will discuss, requires a thorough prerequisite knowledge. That's why I said this topic is for psychologically mature adults. We're going to be getting into some seriously deep topics tonight, and I wish I could have finished my notes, but I ran out of time because working and holidays and all that good stuff. I hope everybody had an amazing Thanksgiving, by the way. Hope everybody got some delicious turkey. My girlfriend made the most. It was literally the best turkey I've ever had in my entire life. It was so juicy. It was so good. Oh, man, she cooked it for hours in the kitchen. We were smelling it all day. I'm still drooling, even though I had some for lunch today. So, back to the information. So, I'm going to start a round, and then I'll get back to the notes. So, podcasts such as the Cubbyhole podcast, Wake the Dead, End Evil podcast, or What on Earth is Happening, and even Michael Tessarion and Santos Bernacci's early work all touch on these topics, and I highly recommend looking into these giants. These guys are absolute legends. I know what I know because these guys were brave enough to go on the internet and record and even take the action of reading books and taking notes and really trying to educate each other, educate the fellow man, right? Or the fellow woe man. Some other amazing legends. C.W. Leadbeater, Manly P. Hall, so many flavors of occultism to dive into. A lot of really good stuff. Manly P. Hall's got some amazing books. C.W. Leadbeater's got some amazing books. I need to do some book reviews on those guys. But so what is Satanism, now that I'm in a round? I'm going to take another drink here. I'm going to be talking a lot. Okay, so what is Satanism? Satanism is an ancient occult religion comprised of diverse interconnected networks of worldwide adherents. At its ideological core, this religion postulates that knowledge of the human psyche and knowledge of the laws of the universe should be occulted and held only by a few human beings. It is much more accurate to perceive Satanists and dark occultists in general as ancient psychologists. I lost my spot. Freaking battle bus. Ancient psychologists who hold and wield hidden information in ways which exploit those who remain ignorant of it. And that is a quote from De-Mystifying the Occult Part 2, Satanism and the Dark Occult. It's a presentation by Mark Passio. Absolute legend. And he was a priest in the satanic class. He was a priest under Anton LaVey when he was in the... I believe that Anton LaVey is not a part of the religion of Satanism anymore. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. So I'm just going to do a random drop here because I'm kind of paying more attention to the notes than I am the gameplay. So I'm not going to be thirsting it in this game. I'm going to be playing it very light, very easy. In fact, I'm going to go to that building, probably build up me a fortress, and read some more notes off. But there's just so much like degenerate trash. I mean, like, people always laugh at me, but why hasn't this really is gonna sound kind of dumb, but like, I think there should be a Martin Luther King skin or a Harriet Tubman skin or something. Like, why are there Snoop Dogg skins in a video game? Why are there, why are these weird adult, like Snoop Dogg's lyrics. His entire first album is degrading women. Like, put Satanism aside for a second. This man is just degrading women, and then all of a sudden he goes on TV, and him and Martha Stewart are best friends cooking in the kitchen together. Like, BS. It's cognitive dissonance. It doesn't make any sense. Oh. Okay, I gotta focus. I'm trying to play well and provide good notes. I think that's why no other YouTuber is doing this. You've heard it first here on Beagle Eye Visions, okay? And also shout out to Jay Dyer. Jay Dyer's done some fantastic work on this topic. A lot of what I know about Satanism is from also, Jay Dyer as well. Jay Dyer, Mark Passio, Santos Bernacci, Michael Tsarion, the Cubbyhole Network, Brandon Martin on the Cubbyhole Network, Will Keller. All right, build up a good fortress here. I feel like I hear somebody outside. I'm not happy about it. All right, so let me get the Dubby Smiley. Shout out to Dubby. Hey, use code BF2024 at Dubby for 40% off. I know I usually plug in the discount code, but if you want to use Beagle Eye Vision code, that's cool. If you want to shaft yourself on missing out on 30% extra off, I ordered me a cup. I got a new Dubby cup coming in the mail. It'll be here Monday. Got a Dubby cup, a Dubby hat, so that way next book review I'll be rocking the dub. Rocking the dub. It sounded so cheesy. Oh man, I worked all day and my back still hurts, but I am excited to do this stream and relax, hang out with you guys, hang out with your internet. Even though nobody will tune in, probably be shadow banned with this live stream. Even just the title alone. So the word Satan comes from Hebrew, meaning adversary or a opposer, and so this is whenever I bring up this topic. Like, because I told one of my family members that Elon Musk is a Satanist, and he said, I don't care that, he said, I don't care, and he basically said, I know that Elon Musk is not a Satanist, blah, blah. Elon Musk is a total Satanist. He's totally a selfish individual. He doesn't care about the greater good of the planet, you know what I mean? Because if he did, he wouldn't be a millionaire. Like, straight, like all the great Martin Luther King, he didn't have money like that. Like Nikola Tesla, he came from nothing. That dude was dirt broke. Despite all of his inventions, he was still the cheapest dude on the block. The only time he had money is when he had a new experiment that he wanted to work on, and he asked a bunch of scientists, inventors to give him some bread and help him out. But anyways, so back to Satanism. I keep getting distracted. You can look this up in the Satanic Bible if you actually read books. I know there's not a whole lot of people out there who still read books. If any, there's at least one on the Beagle Eye Vision channel. So the 9 satanic statements, okay? Let me make sure I'm in the circle. Okay, so number 1, Satan represents indulgence instead of abstinence. Number 2, Satan represents vital existence instead of spiritual pipe dreams. So like a sort of materialism, you could say. Satan represents vital existence, right? So I would say that's materialism instead of spiritual pipe dreams, right? Like the whole idea of freedom, you could say, is a spiritual pipe dream, especially at this point when we have PEDOs getting a second election term. When this dude was busted by McEffrey Schleppstein. This guy was busted. There's a court case of it. Look up Trump and Epstein. They're on the same court case together. And he's freaking president, dude. It's unbelievable. It makes it sickening. Oh, dude, this guy's trying to... There's too many windows. Let me go back down here. So, yeah, it's absolutely sickening. Where did I leave off? Number 3, Satan represents undefiled wisdom instead of hypocritical self-deceit. which self-deceit. Anybody who literally just stepped into the voting polls just a few short weeks ago, that if you stepped to a voting poll, you are participating in self-deceit, by the way. So number 4, Satan represents kindness to those who deserve it instead of love wasted on ingrates, right? So don't care for those who suffer, right? According to Satanism, anybody who's starving on the street, just walk by him and ignore him because Satan represents kindness to those who deserve it, not love wasted on ingrates. Number 5, Satan represents vengeance instead of turning the other cheek. So getting revenge, right? And there's the quote Jesse Eisenberg says in Zombieland that he who seeks revenge should remember to dig 2 graves, right? That quote always cracks me up. Number 6, Satan represents responsibility to the responsible instead of concern for psychic vampires, which means The Illusion talks about that on his YouTube channel, The Illusion, Hamish Patterson. Shout out to The Illusion. He's, he always says energy vampires. He's always talked about energy vampires back in the day, and energy vampires exist for sure. So yeah. Number 7, Satan represents man as just another animal, sometimes better, more often worse than those that walk on all fours, who, because of his quote-unquote divine spark and intellectual development, has become the most vicious animal of all. And part of the thing about Satanism is that there are some things that are going to sound very true and very accurate, right? That's kind of the point. That's why we have so many pseudo-Satanists walking around in today's world. We have a lot of people who have adopted the philosophy and the religion of Satanism without actually subscribing to being a Satanist or labeling themselves as a Satanist. I hope that makes sense. I lost my train of thought. Yeah, so number 7, Satan represents man as just another animal, right? That's what 666 is. It's the number of the beast. It's because it's the number of the beast because it's relating to materialism, Like you just heard it. Don't waste vital existence on spiritual pipe dreams, right? And number 2. So it's really interesting when you sit down and think about it. Number 8, Satan represents all of the so-called sins as they all lead to physical, mental, or emotional gratification. So again, back to the materialism, right? Solidifying your boots on the ground. But a lot of people on the One Great Work Network say, to be a spiritual warrior, you need your boots on the ground, but head in your clouds, right? You need your boots on the ground, meaning you're ready for action, but your head in the clouds, meaning you're ready for ideas. Another amazing quote is, small minds talk about people, average minds talk about events, and great minds talk about ideas. And that was actually said by a woman. A lot of people, there's a misconception that that Albert Einstein said that, and that quote is actually written by a woman, which is awesome. The sacred feminine, right? So number 9, Satan has been the best friend the church has ever had, as he has kept it in business all these years. Listen to that. It's kept it in business, kept church in business all these years. Isn't that crazy? And it's right there, like they hide nothing. They don't hide any of their tenets. They don't hide any of their. Let's see if I can get a shot off. Ooh, I can't get a shot off. I'll just have a little fun. All right, back to the notes. I'm distracting myself. So, of course, that was the 9 satanic statements, right? So there's also 9 satanic sins. And a lot of this is from that presentation I just mentioned, Mark Passio's Demystifying the Occult Part 2. Really good stuff. I highly recommend it. Like I said, I'm going to leave a link in the description. Everybody needs to see it. Like, that's required, you know, that's like a documentary at this point. Everybody should be watching all of Mark Passio's content along with, you know, that awesome documentary Exit Through the Gift Shop. That's totally unrelated to Satanism and stuff, but I haven't even seen that documentary in a long time. But anyway, oh, I gotta move. Dang it. All right, I'll get back to the notes here in a sec. And look at this. Look, the 666, number of the beast. Just remember that. And it's upside down. And that's what Satanists love to do. They love to turn stuff upside down on its head. And look, like worshiping this guy. Like he's some sort of deity. You know? This, I wish I would have done more notes. There's going to be another part to this. Because there's just so much to uncover. Like this topic is too vast for just one person, and unfortunately, I'm the only one on Beagle Eye for now. I would love to recruit some more people, you know, maybe even get a Beagle Eye network type of thing going. But unfortunately, there just aren't a whole lot of people that are into this content. How many people that are tuned into this live stream is a total statement. Is empirical evidence of that fact. So, to the 9... Where was I at? The 9 satanic statements. So, speaking of 9, right? Like, look at this dude. Look, 999. I just said the 9... Or no, I said the 9 satanic statements, and then there's 9 satanic sins is coming up next. So, right. I don't know enough about Juice WRLD to talk about him. I'm like from old school. I know about Eminem and Snoop Dogg, and I don't really know about Ice Spice too. That's kind of a newer generation. So the 9 satanic sins before this round's over. Number 1 is stupidity. That's the number 1 satanic sin is stupidity or ignorance. Number 2, pretentiousness, which actually is hilarious because the first time I met a Satanist was way back in Mishawaka, Indiana. It was a party/punk house. I wouldn't call it a punk house. It was more of a frat house. But there were some like metalhead. There were a lot of metalheads that lived in the basement. For for some reason, all the metalheads lived in the basement. But that was the first time I met a Satanist, and yeah, she was totally like unpretentious and blatantly obvious about everything she said. And she said one of the first things that blew my mind is she said that Satanists don't actually like worship Satan as a deity. And still, like, the more I learn and the more I study on this topic, that's so true. That this thing that Hollywood has put into people's brains, that Hollywood has convinced people that Satanism is all about, you know, putting on a robe and going out and making sacrifices in the middle of the woods, which there are Satanists out there who do that stuff, I'm sure, you know, but that's not, it's a huge, it's a religion, you know. Just like there's some Christians who believe in drinking alcohol, and there's some Christians who believe in, you know, even smoking a cigarette is a sin. There's a lot of different flavors, like what I said earlier. A lot of different personalities, I guess. But it's the tenets of the religion is the core of it, and that's what is important to keep in mind. I gotta get back to the freaking circle, dang it. Thank you so much if you tuned in to Beagle Eye Visions. I really appreciate it. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only YouTube channel talking about Satanism. You know, Jay Dyer and all those guys that I mentioned earlier, all those guys talk about Satanism constantly. Mark Passio, all the time. But there's nobody talking about Satanism in modern video games, which makes me kind of sad, because I wish somebody else was doing it. That was, because if somebody else was doing it, I wouldn't have to. And I could just go to sleep directly after work instead of live streaming directly after work. But anyways. Who's complaining? I'm not complaining. You're complaining. Yes, a pistol. I need a pistola. Yes, pistola. Give me the pistola. Alright, I guess I'll just chill here. I'm in a circle. I'm in a good spot. Nobody will find me. So, number 2, pretentiousness. Number 3, solipsism. Now, I should have wrote this in my notes, but again, we're going to look up the etymology of what solipsism is. Hey, Jamie, can you look up... I borrowed Jamie from the Joe Rogan podcast. He's going to look up solipsism. Solipsism. So according to Bing, solipsism is the quality, or the quality? That's not a quality. What? The quality of being very self-centered or selfish. Number 2, the view or theory that the self is all that can be known to exist. Mid-19th century, from modern Latin solipsismus, from Latin solus, alone, ipse, meaning self, and ism. Both senses are first taken from uses by German philosophers. So it's like alone by the self, right? The world revolves around you. That's what solipsism is. Number 4, self-deceit. And that was already talked about in the 9 satanic statements. 5, herd conformity. Which is really interesting because there's a lot of Satanists that have the old herd conformity. If you spend time and pay attention. And number 6, the lack of perspective. It's popping off. I'm getting kind of nervous here. It's getting late game. Ooh, it's getting really late game. So I need to run off my notes here so I can really get into the real stuff, the real content. So, self-deceit, herd conformity. Number 6, lack of perspective. Number 7, forgetfulness of orthodoxies, meaning my first thought when I hear number 7, forgetful of orthodoxies, it's like it is a religion, and it seems like they recognize it as a religion. You know, but they don't wear that on their sleeve. So forgetfulness of orthodoxies would be like, don't forget your rules. You know, don't forget your religares. Don't forget the things that tie you back and thwart you from forward progress. That's the etymology of religion, by the way. So all religions thwart from forward progress. You know, for sure. So it's number 7. That's a sin to forget the rule. Don't forget the rules. Rule number 2, don't talk about Satanism. Rule number 1, don't talk about Satanism. Which Fight Club? That's an amazing allegory, and again, it's about Satanism because Tyler Durden is it's the higher ego self, right? The lower ego self, I should say. The part of the self that just wants to chase base desires. Oh man, there's 2 mother suckers in this building at the same time. I don't like it. Yeah, the willingness to just chase base desires and not look at the bigger picture, basically. To not have that agape, right? To not have the true care, you know? So, 8, counterproductive pride. That's interesting. Is that ego? Like, egotism? I guess you could say counterproductive pride. I should have did some notes on that one. Number 9, lack of aesthetics. You got to look good in Satanism, right? Lack of aesthetics. That's a sin. That's the 9th sin of the 9. The 9th sin of the 9. Sorry, there's a cutie pie that walked by me. There's a live studio audience in here. This guy's making me nervous. Trying to do notes on Satanism, bro. Get out of my house. Three people left. I'm trying to run through these notes. So, number 9, lack of aesthetics. You gotta look good, right? That's what James Dean was about. What did he say in True Romance, the True Romance quote? Elvis was all about looking good and dying and looking good in the having a good looking corpse. That's not the exact quote verbatim, but getting intense. So now we're getting into the tenets of Satanism. That's next. And then once I start talking about the music, remember all these, right? Think about all these. Think about all these sins. Think about the statements. Think about the tenets of Satanism. Keep all these in mind when I'm discussing the lyrics of this god-awful trash that we're about to dive into tonight. Are they teaming up together, bro? It really sounds like they're walking right next to each other. Or maybe he's over in that building right there. Man, what's going on? You guys suck. I need to do notes. Oh, it's gonna be one of those games, huh? Oh, he's got all the Ice Spice stuff. All the mobility. What? Freedom, boy! Yeah! Yeah, get some Ramones in there. Yeah! Alright, now I can keep going with the notes. Okay. Satanic. Oh, so the tenets of Satanism, that's where I left off. The tenets of Satanism. Let's go! Hey! Oh! Let's go. Why can't I be Johnny Ramone? Actually, why can't I be Johnny Ramone? This doesn't make any sense. I want to be Johnny Ramone. I don't want to be Lil Yachty. I don't want to be Lil Nas. I don't want to be anybody with Lil in front of the name. Like, I want to be Johnny Mother Sucking Ramone, okay? Look at this Limitless remix with the 8-ball on the beach. Wow! The symbolism can't get any more blatant. I mean, it's right in front of your face. And a lot of parents out there let their kids play this game. Like, oh my gosh. If I had a child, I would obviously teach them about all this Satanism stuff. And then I would definitely play this game with them. That way, you know, if they had any questions, I could educate them. That's what I would do. But most parents are just absolutely clueless. Just let their parents buy whatever skin they want, you know, like can I get $10 get the bad pass? Can I get $10 get the new skin? I want to be Ice Spice. I want to have my booty and booty shorts, and I want to be scantily dressed in thigh highs and half naked. Oh my gosh, ridiculous! Why can't you be SpongeBob in Fortnite? I mean, there's so many like children's TV shows out there that are actually educational and actually good and not like not pure total degeneracy. I mean, come on. SpongeBob, Pink Panther, Adventure Time. Dude, man, so many. But no, you got Rick and Morty, Family Guy. Like, just trash, dude. Trash. Just garbage. Refuse. So, number one, selfishness as the highest goal. That's the number one tenet of Satanism. Self-preservation is the highest law. Self-preservation is the most important in Satanism. That's why Satanism is all about materialism. Because self-preservation, that's material. You know? When you eat dead flesh, that's preservation, right? That's self-preservation above all else. When you're you're killing an animal, you're advocating the death of another living sentient being on this planet. Because you think you have the right, like you think you have the moral high ground to just slaughter anything you want and eat it for sustenance? Like, get out of here. It's a joke. It's a joke. I'm gonna get back to. I need to get to. Ooh, a blue pistol. I need to get back to the cabin in here, but I'm gonna get a bunch of loot first. So, number two, moral relativism. That's what I just talked about. You know, when you think that you have the right to kill an animal for your own self-sustenance, you don't have the right to do that. That's what moral relativism. That's what moral relativism is. I'm sorry I'm so tired. I wanted to do this live stream like on a day off when I had energy for days, you know, but it's okay. I gotta go back to work tomorrow morning anyway. So yes, that's what moral relativism is. How many people nowadays are moral relativists? Like I said about voting, how many people believe that voting is a right? You don't have the right to give another human being power over you or your neighbor. Whether you want it or not, you don't have the right. I mean, I guess if it's like consensual, you know, that's kind of something, like, you know, BDSM people, right? Like if you got a weird fetish, if you got a whip fetish, you like getting whipped, right? You want your wife to whip you before you go to bed. That's not moral relativism if it's consensual, you know. But like voting, that's moral relativism. You don't have the right to vote for somebody to have power over you. That's ridiculous. And anybody who says they do, or anybody that says that vote, you have to vote. If you don't vote, you lose your freedom. Anybody who says that, they're a moral relativist. They don't study rights. They don't know the difference between right and wrong behavior. Nor do their parents, probably. You do not have that right. That does not exist. And anybody who tries to convince you that murdering an animal for their own self-sustenance because they're smarter, they're quote-unquote smarter, that's moral relativism right there. You're delegating a wrong. You're taking a wrong action and trying to make it right. That's what moral relativism is. So it's really ironic that it's a or that it's a tenet of Satanism. I'm saying literally everything backwards. Jeez. Number three, social Darwinism. You know, what is social Darwinism? That's the mentality of survival of the fittest, right? Ooh, the toughest can't survive. That's what my old manager at Taco Bell said to me when the AC cut out and it was 90 degrees in the building in the middle of July, I think. No, it was like middle of June, middle of July. And he said, survival of the fittest. Even though he's literally the fattest human being in the entire building. Like the most obese, most greasy mother sucker in the entire... Like, this dude's a grease ball. And he's saying survival of the fittest. Like, bro, you can't even walk to the cooler without my help. Like... When we ran out of cheese, he had me go get it. I went to the walk-in because, God forbid, he did any exercise. You know, that's moral relative. Survival of the fittest. That's moral relativism and social Darwinism at the same time. You know, Again, there's so many pseudo-Satanists out there. So many people who have the mentality of Satanism but don't actually, subscribe to it. It's insane. And then number 4. The fourth tenet. Oh, social Darwinism is a tenet. Jeez, I read it wrong. The fourth tenet, the last tenet, is eugenics or eugenics. Eugenics is upbreeding. So you are going to, like, if I was a eugenicist, I would try to find a partner who was like the most healthy and the most strong and the most intellectually savage, like that. That's what eugenics is. It's upbreeding. It's you're trying to evolve for the better. And let me drink these shield pots while I'm sitting here ranting. So now that we have, like I said, this is a really vast topic. You're not going to understand it overnight. You need to read books. It requires reading books. It requires watching documentaries. It requires listening to various different speakers. Manly P. Hall, Leadbeater. Who else gets really good into? Carrie Olahe is really good. I'm just looking. Let me type in the One Great Work Network. I have some names in my mind, but I can't. The name is not. Oh, Catherine Waters, like total legend. These guys are what people should be listening. Like Cat Waters, there should be a Catherine Waters skin in Fortnite. There should be a Mark Passio skin in Fortnite. Shoot. Why aren't these guys in Fortnite, Because that would mean Fortnite would make less money. God forbid, right? So listen to all these tenets, all the statements, all of the sins. And then, put it to this game. Relate them. So now that we have a loose idea of what Satanism is, and I mean very loose. Like I literally didn't even scratch the surface. We can dive into the horrible trash that is these garbage, fake, and I'm really trying hard not to cuss because these guys are just total scumbags. But then I would be stooping to their level, right? Because all of their songs are just total 100% degeneracy. So, one of the reasons why I gave a big shout out to Mark Devlin at the beginning of this, because every day I get off work. Please don't see me. I get off work and I've been listening to the Musical Truth volumes on Audible. If you pay for the Audible subscription, you can get a free audiobook a month. So I got Musical Truth Volume 1 for free, and I got Musical Truth Volume 3 for free. When I was subscribed way back in the day, when I was making too much money. Are they just racing? Where are you guys going? Ooh, he's thirsty. All right, had to get that. I'm drinking some tea, so I had to get a little bit of tea in there. So a lot of, oh my gosh, dude, really? Oh, guy had no health. God, this loser. Emo loser. Gosh. What's it like these emo skins? That's another thing. Like, what's with all these emo skins, man? Why are all these skins emo? They're all dark, covered in oil or for some reason. I know the more kills you get, you turn gold. But listen to that. The more kills you get, the more gold you turn. Like, that's insane. That's Satanism right there. That's... But anyways, so huge shout out to Mark Devlin because he wrote all these musical truth volumes. He's done an insane amount of knowledge and insane amount of knowledge. He's done an insane amount of research on this topic on musical truth. He was a DJ in England. He DJ'd. I mean, you name a venue, he probably DJ'd it. These books are just phenomenal. Beagle Eye Visions, this YouTube channel. I have a book review on Mark Devlin's first book, but I haven't bought the. Once I buy Musical Truth Volume 2, hopefully I'm going to be able to get him to sign it and then send it to me. That's why I haven't done a book review of those. So they're on the list. Trust me. But a lot of these quotes I'm about to read off are all from Musical Truth Volume 1. A lot of the research I've done is from that book. And then also finding the sources, because at the end of every chapter, Mark Devlin lists all the sources of where he finds his research and where he looks. And so I also did a lot of research, just double confirming, making sure what I'm going to speak about tonight is all the truth and not like rumor, you know. Just speculation, rumors and speculation. It's all facts, right? I'm speaking facts. I'm speaking the truth. The earth ain't flat. Earth ain't flat. It's a round earth. Oh, man. Where am I going to land, actually? I'm going back to the woods. So anyways, so this is a direct quote from Musical Truth Volume 1. Eminem and Azealia Banks are among the artists that have depicted themselves with, in quotes, devil horns. In recent times with Justin Bieber, Rihanna, a later day Paul McCartney, and an assortment of heavy metal artists, among other users. So there's a lot of people who use the symbolism, a lot of people who use the devil horns or the satanic symbolism, and this is why a lot of people look at a guy like Eminem or Elon Musk, like I said earlier, and they'll say that they're not Satanists because they're not wearing robes and they're not worshiping the devil. Again, but that's just what Hollywood wants you to think. That Satanism is not about worshiping the devil. In fact, Satanists they look at anybody who worships the devil as ignorant, you know, as somebody who hasn't fully made the journey yet to full quote-unquote satanic enlightenment, if that's what you want to call it, for lack of a better word. Man, I had a crown and everything. What the heck? All the freaking sweat started coming out. Well, at least I got one dub here tonight. Just trying to chill out, talk about Satan, trying to chill out and educate people, and trying to snipe my head off. Man. So that quote was from Musical Truth Volume 1, page 174, chapter 9. And we're going to be diving in and out of this book throughout the entire stream. Chapter 9, 10, and 11 all get into, I don't know if this platform might shut me down, but I'm also not monetized, so who knows. So we're going to be getting into trauma-based mind control. We're going to be getting into satanic ritual abuse, and it's going to get really heavy. These topics are really heavy. That's why I said it's for psychological mature adults, because man, it's not for the lighthearted, for sure. And there's probably going to be more parts to it. There's so many notes I need to do. Nobody else is talking about the Satanism in modern gaming. And it's all over too, not just in Fortnite. It's in Apex. It's in Raid Shadow Legends. How many YouTubers out there are promoting Raid Shadow Legends? That is one of the most satanic games I think I've ever played in my entire life. Besides Diablo. I mean, you can't... Diablo, it's in the name. I mean, it's called Devil. The game is just called Devil. Devil 1, Devil 2, Devil 3, Devil 4. Is it Diablo 4 is coming out soon? Or Diablo 5? I can't remember. There's no nerds in the live stream to help me out. If you want to support the channel, send me some money. Cash App Beagle Eye. Or hey, I'll put I have a fundraiser going on for this Christmas season. Honestly, the only thing I want for Christmas is to be able to attend this class again. How to Become the True Media Seminar. You can look up How to Become the True Media fundraiser probably on GoFundMe. Beagle Eye Visions, How to Become the True Media Seminar fundraiser. If you want to support, if you really want to support the channel, that'd be amazing. Go donate to that. What am I doing? I'm just exposed out in the open. I need to be doing notes. All right. Let me go back to notes. Yeah, they all get into trauma-based mind control, satanic ritual abuse, MK Ultra is the whole book basically covers MK Ultra multiple times. And also shout out to Jay Dyer again because his book, I did a book review on Esoteric Hollywood Volume 1 by Jay Dyer, and that covers a lot of Satanism, so if you haven't seen that, be sure to check that out. And also a good chunk of the book also discusses the history along with Operation Paperclip and Project Monarch, which are both crazy rabbit holes. If you Operation Paperclip and Project Monarch are insane. The Shining, all of Stanley Kubrick's work dives into Operation, both of those. Sorry, I'm so tired. If only. But anyways, it's okay. It's really not that bad. So here's another quote. The majority of mind control victims undergo trauma from a very early age. While their natural personality is still being shaped, these symbols are said to represent the innocence and purity of childhood, which is shattered when children are traumatized. Dolls and teddy bears with several limbs. Hold on. Because I know there's one right there. There's one right there, and they're scattered all over the island. Look at this. Look at this. Dolls and teddy bears with several limbs, such as a broken arm or a missing eyeball. Gosh, I hate Fortnite. Such as a broken arm or missing eye. Remember the BBC's Pudsey Bear? BBC is a news channel. It's like an England-based TV cable channel show, for those who don't know. Are also key icons in this regard, symbolizing the helplessness child victims feel when being abused, often by their own fathers. Unfathomably sick, huh? Shattered mirrors are also featured, representing the shattered components of the mind. Rainbows and the color pink are very much associated with this method too. Direct quote from page 207. All right, now where's this fucking... Oh, I cussed. Oh no! Where's this clown shoes? The color pink and rainbows are very predominant. Look at that. Look at how colorful that is. Look at all the colors, but look at pink. Pink and shiny, like he's a lost boy or something. Somebody can't land their shots? Ghost Rider, you can't land your shots, bro. Oh, Ghost Rider got mollywopped. Alright, try to land your shots next time, brother. Gave me a good loot. So, I'm going to try to get a better look. So, listen to that. That quote, that's a direct quote. Rainbows and the color pink are very much associated with this method. And then, now, think about that. Taylor Swift, what was the dress that she was wearing on her last tour? What was the dress that she was wearing in the most recent movie of her tour that she made? Beyonce, what color was her recent tour? Must be just some coincidence. Oh, shoot. Oh, the storm. Must be just a coincidence, though, right? Maybe I shouldn't look too far into that. The pink color. Britney Spears, Hannah Montana. I mean, pink is all... Nicki Minaj, right? Pink. Nicki Minaj is pink everywhere. Her multiple personality having psychopath. And again, just put these deities in a children's video game that everyone can play. Anybody has a video game console. Anybody who has a cell phone can play this video game. Why? What's the goal, I wonder? Surely it's not to, you know, degrade the youth, right? I mean, degrade the youth and take their money? Sure, Epic Games is better than that, right? Oh, jeez. So my notes are almost done, so this might be the last game here. But I'm going to continue this notes, and probably while I'm working, I might try to tap into the festival. Look, this is Snoop Dogg's Golden Dogs, right? And if you know about Occult, if you do this research, what do they give you when you're in the military? When you die, and when you join in, they give you dog tags. What are they trying to say? I wonder. Dude just gave me a gold rifle for no reason. There's a reason for all this, by the way. Just saying. Just saying. There's a reason for all this occulted stuff. So we're at Snoop Dogg's compound, which is Golden Dogs, right? Just think about that. Think about the military. The dog tags. And then if you eliminate Snoop Dogg, what happens? You get his gun, which is it's like a Tommy gun, a golden Tommy gun. And then what happens after that? He follows you around like he's your loyal servant. You know? It's worth thinking about. Yeah, if a bee gets an attitude, pop it like it's hot, right? Those lyrics right there. Oh, the horrible rapper eliminated me. Well, anyways, I gotta get to bed for work tomorrow, but I'm gonna finish these notes up here. God, I hate that guy. I'm so glad he offed himself. At least I didn't have to. Or at least I didn't have to off him for him. Gosh, these horrible hip-hop artists, man. So beginning with Eminem, the book reveals some interesting evidence to back the MK Ultra claims and speculations that Mark Devlin gives us, which is really interesting. And then, oh shoot, I gotta go actually grab the book. Oh, I'm gonna do one more round. Sorry. I forgot I was gonna grab the actual book and read directly from the book. All right, so my notes say, quote, page 357. The proof is in the programming, okay? Another untimely and suspicious death in the hip-hop world that is of proof. A member of the Detroit group D12 and a close childhood friend of Eminem, Proof was shot dead during an altercation outside of a nightclub in Detroit's infamous 8 Mile district. The usual confusion and conflicting stories arise when it comes from the fine detail of what went down. Proof's death could be well dismissed as the consequence of fights occurring in a dangerous part of town, were it not for another piece of bizarre and unsettling predictive programming, which appeared to portray the incident in advance. The video to Eminem's 2004 single Toy Soldiers, and the video is actually called Like Toy Soldiers, he got that wrong, depicts Proof getting shot and killed outside of a nightclub in a very similar fashion to what came to pass on April 11th, 2006. April 11th, 2006 is a very occulted date, by the way. Did Eminem and those who control him have prior knowledge of Proof's demise? To cover the Proof's 2005 album Searching for Jerry Garcia, named after the Grateful Dead frontman and CIA asset who had died exactly 10 years earlier, shows him clutching a skeleton as if symbolically embracing death. Listen to that. And then I was at work doing my notes, and I went back and I watched this music video. And I remember watching it. It came on MTV when I was a kid. And actually, when we finally were able to afford cable television, the DirecTV was the first cable television that my family was able to afford. And I think I was 13 or 14. No, I was younger than that. I was probably 8 or 9, actually, now that I think about it. So the video depicts a traumatizing event that Eminem compares this traumatizing event, and in this song, in the lyrics, of going to war or being a war veteran, of going to, if you listen to the lyrics of Toy Soldiers, right? It's right there in the title, Toy Soldiers. And what's one of the skins you can buy in this game? You can buy Eminem. You can buy Slim Shady himself. And his letters and his name are backwards, right? Why is 666 upside down? Why is this dude's name is 666 is upside down? Eminem's letters are backwards. Like why is it all backwards and upside down and topsy turvy? It must be just they must be doing it just to be edgy and cool, right? Yeah. There's no other deeper meaning behind why all these artists are using backwards letters or anything like that. Sure, right? Yeah, like don't put any thought into it, right? Just buy the skin for your children and keep giving your children money so they can keep buying skins. Yeah, don't put any deep questioning into why they're trying to sell your child a Lady Gaga skin. Yeah, don't think about that. Just So yeah, in that music video, Eminem compares the song is called Toy Soldiers, and like I said, Eminem compares himself to being a soldier, being a hip-hop soldier. Like, man, dude, you ain't a soldier. You're not, Eminem, you're not a soldier. You're a joke. Like, so this is gonna be the last round. I'm gonna take this round seriously. I'm actually gonna try to get another dub, and then I'm going to bed after this. My notes are done. I wish I had more notes. Did a lot of research for this. Took a lot of time. Look, there's another stuffed bear. Right? Missing one eyeball, the one eye symbolism. It's very predominant amongst the dark ill omen. Where's this chest at? Maybe I'll get another. Let's try to get another. I'm gonna get another dub. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. 2 dub stream tonight. I wish I had more notes. I wish I could keep going longer and educate you guys some more. But I'm gonna do some more notes. Probably do a part two of the Fortnite Satanism stream. Another big thanks to Mark Passio, Mark Devlin, Jay Dyer, and Rob Egger, too. Rob Egger as well. Rob Egger breaks down a lot of the camera angles of Eyes Wide Shut and Aliens. And if this is your first time hearing of Rob Egger, I highly Highly recommend you check out Rob Baker. He's a legend. YouTube keeps restricting all of us content creators on a daily basis. But it's okay, because Mr. Beast makes $4 million a year, right? How predictable was that person? Jeez. So I'm sure there's going to be some insane occult Satanism in the Fortnite Remix Festival. It premieres tomorrow at 2 p.m. I think, and then the season's over. So I'm gonna definitely check that out, do a bunch of notes on it, see what pops up in my brain, because I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of red flags in that, just in that performance. I'm positive of it.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, what's up, dude?
What's up, Ruddy?
Do you have your permissions on? I wonder if everybody can hear you. Because I'm live streaming right now. Speaking of hip-hop, Morris Kids just came in the building. Speaking of real hip-hop, speaking of real higher infinite power healing our people, Morris Kids in the house, everybody. Now, if this is your first time hearing Morris Kid, you need to go to SoundCloud right now. Because that's some good hip-hop right there.
Very much appreciated. Stay gold, bro. Happy Thanksgiving to the people.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving. I was going to run this last round and probably go to bed.
We can run one duo if you want it.
Oh, you're going to make me run a duo. Oh, what time is it?
Like 10.
Shoot. Dang it. I wish I could quit this. Alright, I'll at least end the stream. Thank you so much for choosing Beagle Eye Visions, everybody. I appreciate it if you made it this far. Stay tuned. There's going to be a lot more Satanism. I'm going to do a lot more notes on the trash that is Snoop Dogg and Ice Spice and Juice Clown Shoes, who can't even survive longer than 30 years. Anyways, there will be more notes done on Satanism. Stay tuned, stay golden, everybody. I appreciate it. I'm going to run around with Morris Kid right quick and then go to bed for work tomorrow. So stay tuned.
Thursday.
Yes, sir. Stay tuned, stay golden, everybody.